Hi, and welcome back to your weekly Oracle reading with Katie VanZeeland. This reading is for the week of April 11th through April 17th, 2016. And this week we're using Doreen Virtue's Archangel Gabriel Oracle deck. So the deck has been cleared. We're asking that infinite love, creator, spirit, source, God, guide and empower this message for our highest good and greatest joy. That might be it. And we'll take what we got right away. Okay. Wow. Yay. So, we have listen only to love and blocks are lifted. Awesome. So we have listen only to love, feeling into this and listening to what I'm hearing is what we've been really talking about over the last few weeks, and being reminded to only listen to love, to truth, and remember to allow the fears. They're going to be there, they're coming up, to just keep walking through them is what we've been saying. And it looks like our blocks are being lifted, and it says previous obstacles came from fear and they are now lifted away. So as we've been walking through a lot of these fearful situations, or just the fear of saying something or communicating something or trying something or making a change, those blocks are being lifted right now. And you might have some backlash or some voices come in of fear, but just keep listening to love. We're being reminded, Archangel Gabriel is reminding us very loudly that the only thing that is true is love. And when we are listening to all the fear, and we're making life changes due to fear, those situations are going to change. And remember that only love is real, and that's the only thing that's not going to go away. So let's really start to open up our hearts, keep allowing our hearts to open, and allow the love to move through, and to know that everything else that goes away wasn't real anyways. So really, what are we so afraid of? What are we hanging on so tightly to? Those things that we're hanging on tightly to, they're not going to go away if they're meant for your highest good and greatest joy. They're not going to go away if it's in your highest interest of why you're here, and allowing your truth and your love and your unique spark to be exactly how it's meant to be here, to live your life purpose here on earth while you're here. And love and truth, God, your connection to God, creator, source, which I use the word love, is never going to go away. So if we keep living from that space and knowing that things that do go away, by living from our truth, they're meant to go away, and they're no longer serving us. And of course that's very hard and sad if there are things that we so wanted to hang on to, but if we so wanted to hang on to them, they were ultimately bogging you down, causing a block. Okay, so now these blocks are being lifted because we, are living more from our heart center and letting these chains break away around our heart and really coming from a space of truth. Okay. All right. Remember, listen only to love. And you know what that feels like. You feel a freedom. You feel joy. You feel enlightened. You feel like you can move again. You feel like something's been lifted off of you, just like they're saying the blocks are being lifted. So you do know what truth is. You do know when you're living in alignment with your highest self. It's just practicing that and noticing, oh, there it is. That was me being authentic. That was good. Versus when you're feeling locked up, trapped, suffocated, sad all the time. That's not living in alignment. Now, you're going to have moments of sadness for sure. And we just move through that, but that's different. That's an emotion that's going to pass through. And we only learn this by playing with it. So listen only to love is the reminder, and know that your blocks are being lifted, and to keep trusting that. And trust, that's the other thing that I'm hearing really loudly. Trust, just keep trusting. Okay. I'm going to pull a card from the Fifth Agreement. All right, it says, I don't believe my own story. Very powerful. It says, not believing myself is a huge advantage because most of what I've learned is not the truth. I use the power of doubt to challenge every message that I deliver to myself. So remember, we have a lot of self-talk in there, and most of it is lies. Okay, either something someone else has told you, or a lie about yourself you've told, that you're not worthy, or you need to be quiet in order to be loved, or you're fat, or you're ugly. I mean, we have tons and tons and millions, quadrillions of voices that are not true, that are running around in our head. So use discernment and don't believe your own story. Listen only to love. That just pertains to you too. So don't believe your own story. We want to trust ourselves. That's different. We want to believe in and trust ourselves, but we definitely have records going on around in our heads that we do not need to believe. So question your stories, okay? And listen only to love. All right, crystal time. Okay, we have moonstone. I allow my true inner self to shine through, which so ties into what we're talking about. It deals with the goddess energy, God or goddess energy, and inspiration and intuition. So we're being inspired, and we're tuning into our using our intuition and our goddess energy as we are listening only to love, and watching and knowing that these blocks are being lifted right now. So just be patient and to keep trusting. And don't believe the story, the records that are playing around in your head. You will know that they're lies by the way you feel. So keep tuning in to love. Love is the only thing that's real is love. And to allow those blocks to continue to lift for you. Okay. I hope you have an amazing week. Keep communicating your truth and being your authentic self. Sending you so much love and light. I can't wait to see you next week.